I don't think we should word it like that.
No,
Because if we
it might
do-
be a brand new festival.
Well, and
Yeah.
like Vet
You know,
Fest is
It's supposed to be a
infancy.
blanket thing for everyone,
Right.
yeah.
The reservation agreement, we need to have that stipulation in there that if they have a letter from Hope Shores or whoever,
Right.
that you can do the parking.
No,
Can't say sponsored in Briley Township residents, you can't say that. It
Right.
needs to say thank you to Briley Township and the residents or something like
It
that.
doesn't have to say anything.
Well, I agree with that also. Deposit by check, of course,
They're getting their thank you by getting our money.
and then Briley Township agrees.
Cash, 'cause we
The only
can-
problems I had with this
Right.
last paragraph was because it names the chamber in there, and
Right.
it's supposed to be a blanket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we don't care about signing it or anything. I put a mail there, but we don't
I
need to.
did bring this up to Chris, and I read through here with him.
Well,
That's what he called it.
unless they've already worked on it, which I'm assuming there's some. The water ordinance is probably the easiest one to handle. You know, cause if you combine, Article 2, if you combine sections 1 and 3, and then I would completely get rid of the paragraph that talks about not being able to give out water. I mean, if the idea is, you know, that you can't, give out water before it hits your meter, I understand that, but nobody has the ability to do that.
Well, the one of them was owner cannot maintain or drill a well. Chris is like, we're in Briley Township. If I build a new house, I'm drilling a well.
Well, the thing
So
is,
that's where it kind of like, ooh,
well,
sensitive.
there's an issue with that with the whole statement there too. Because it says you can't have it in Briley Township, right?
Now,
Well-
this is a work session between you and I,
Right,
and these people are very welcome, and if they want copies of stuff, I'll make it for them for the 10 cents a page.
yeah,
But
there's
if
nothing
they
wrong
start
with
to
that.
talk, I'm out, I'm gone. Our work session is over. They have no right to talk. I wanna be real clear on that.
Sure
If you
they
wanna
do, they're
talk to them,
residents.
then you can go out there and we'll take a little recess and you can talk to them all you want.
So,
But
you-
as far as we're working here, this is a work session between you and I. It's not a meeting, there's no right to public comment. I wanna be crystal
Recording?
clear on that. Now, you have a
So
right
why
to
are-
talk to all these people.
why are we not gonna involve them?
Because this is our work session.
I understand that, but they're the
Okay.
ones that are catching some of this.
Well, then
Okay.
why don't we start a committee and we'll
Meeting's
resolve
over.
all this over a committee, through a committee.
Bye.
You are speaking for them. And as long as you speak for them, that's fine and good, but I'm not gonna have a free-for-all at all. This is between us.
Okay,
Okay, just as long as we understand.
I'd like a copy of the water ordinance, please.
Okay, I'll make it right now.
So what were you saying, Rick? Never mind,
Oh.
we'll talk later.
the problem I have with saying no water wells in Briley Township, it needs to be more defined. Because if you go south, there's a lot of Briley Township that way that doesn't have city water.
Right.
So if you don't define it, now we're gonna tell people that you can't have a water well and they don't have the option to have city water,
They don't have city water on Crooked Lake.
right?
What percentage of Briley has water, city water?
Well, there's 187 people on the water system.
How many dwellings in the township?
That I wouldn't be able to answer without looking it up.
Why is the township even getting involved in this?
Well, you have to have, I mean, that's the whole point of an ordinance. If you don't have an ordinance, you can't enforce anything.
What are we trying to
Merry
enforce here?
flippin'
The-
Christmas.
Okay, so currently, the water ordinance in play currently doesn't leave any way to put past due water bills onto the property taxes, right? Right now, that's what's the problem with the water ordinance we have. We don't have to file a whole new water ordinance to do this. You actually file an addendum to the current water ordinance saying that we can add on, you know, after such a period of
Mr. Smith?
delinquency.
Mr. Smith? So
You
we're
know,
on page-
so I don't think we
For
need a whole
later,
new
though.
water ordinance, I think we need more of an amendment or an addendum to what we currently have. But I don't have a problem having a new water ordinance in play as long as it's fair and as long as we define things a little bit better than what this currently does. Because saying that you can't have a private, drinkable well in Briley Township, you guys can't have any water at your house now.
Yeah, which makes the house
you can't live there, you can't take out a loan
You
because
got
you have
city
to have
water,
the
Craig?
water.
I think my whole question
Yeah,
would
but
be
if I
why
wanna
we
sink a well and use it for
Water.
sprinkling my lawn, I should be able to. do that.
Okay, go ahead and read her out, and tell
Okay.
her where you want changes.
Let's start with the park and rec ordinance, cause this is probably gonna be the easiest
Well,
one.
let's do the easiest one first. I'd like to, you know,
Okay. With the park and rec ordinance, right? The first page, all of that's great.
yeah, but I wanna do this one first.
You wanna do the water one first?
Yeah, I wanna get rid of the easiest and then go to the hardest.
Okay. With the water ordinance, I don't have any problem with any of the definitions. Okay, under Article 2, right, the next page?
Yeah,
Under Article 2, Sections 1 and 3, I think we should combine them, because I don't,
they are,
you've already done that?
yeah. If you read your paper, you'll see that.
I'm still working off my old draft. Private well.
I gave it all new.
Okay, and you already amended it to say township water system area, so that's good. Then under, we got rid of the Antrim County part, okay. Let's see, under Article 4, Section 1.
Article 4.
Water use restrictions,
What page is that?
6.
Okay.
Shall not supply water to any person except upon written permission. If I own my water because I bought and paid for it, I don't think the township has the right to tell me I have to have written permission to give my water to somebody. So I think we need to either strike Section 1 or reword that for what the actual intent was meant to say. I believe the intent of that was supposed to be so that you couldn't give out water before it hit your meter, you know, which would be unregulated, unpaid for water. But nobody has the ability to do that unless they're gonna go dig a hole in their yard and tap into it before it hits their meter.
Or to prevent theft, where I go over and take water from your house.
I haven't really checked to see.
Well, in that case though, I mean, the township still doesn't have a job there. It would be my job to contact the sheriff's department and say, Cat stole my water, right? And I can prove it by the fact I have a meter, you know?
They need change?
But so, I think we either need to rework that or we need to strike it completely, and I would just strike it completely, because
I have that down as something you want deleted, okay?
okay?
What's next?
With the water ordinance, I didn't have anything else that I saw being an issue. Those were the only
Okay,
minor
good.
things.
We're done with that. That's good. Now we can go to something more difficult. Where's mine? What did I do?
That works.
Is that? Must be, maybe it's,
Is this your paperwork?
no, that's not mine.
Got your name on it,
Well, I don't know where it came from.
right here on the table.
I'll
Okay.
look at it later then.
We can work off my copy. On the,
No, this is Edwards, Don Edwards. It says Edwards on the top.
with the park ordinance, right?
Wait a minute, where's my park ordinances? Is that my pile?
This could be. Maybe that's what this is. No, this is all, oh yeah, it must be. I must have grabbed your stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that's all water
Okay,
ordinance.
that's all
Okay.
water, so we only have one disagreement. And that's over there, so, okay, now we're going to the Briley Township Park and Recreation ordinance.
Okay, don't have any problem with the first page, right?
Okay, first page is passed,
Yep.
okay,
On the second page, number 1,
number 1,
I want, it shall be unlawful for, right?
yep,
And then any persons, associations, firms, corporations, profit or nonprofit organization using the recreational area and park to either perform or permit to be performed any of the following acts. Now, your first line there, it shall be unlawful for, okay? When we get down into A, any persons, associations, firms, corporations, profit or nonprofit organizations using the public recreation area shall clean up all debris. Just said that
Wait a minute, where are we?
A, under number 1. We just said it's unlawful, and then when you come down, now it's unlawful to clean up all debris. It's also unlawful to extinguish all fires when such fires are permitted. It's unlawful to leave the premises in good order.
Wait a minute, I gotta do these and I have to make notes if it should be changed. It shall be unlawful for any of the following.
I don't remember about the leave.
Fire in place or area other than a constructed fire pit in the valley.
You don't need to be so loud, Rick.
Excuse me?
You don't need to be so loud.
Oh,
You can talk in a regular
I was
voice.
just making sure everybody can hear me.
Jeez.
Yeah, but everybody back here don't want to hear.
Okay, now what's the problem with A? Tell me again.
It says that it's unlawful to clean up the debris.
Thank you.
It's unlawful to extinguish fires. It's unlawful to leave it in good order in neat sanitary condition.
Something's
That's not what it
worded
says
wrong.
on mine. Is this the one you had, that you brought here, or the one I just gave you?
No, this is the one I brought with me.
Okay, well, some of those have changed. Where's your one I just gave you? That it?
I don't have one.
Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'll go make a copy,
Thank you.
and then you'll have one.
This is
Is that camera recording?
Yeah.
Yep,
Can I make a statement to your camera?
Sure.
sure.
Okay.
But don't do it in an army voice.
Apparently, this is exactly what I talked about with my last board packet. I had no information coming to that meeting unless I brought it with me. I had 3 copies of water ordinance. The copies that I worked off to find the mistakes have already changed. So hopefully we finish off what we have to finish off and we get this stuff passed at the next meeting.
I had 2 copies of
Briley
this,
Township,
copies of
this
this
is Brittany,
stuff
how
for
can I help
you.
you?
And, one for you and one for me.
Okay.
But anyway, we
I'm
both
good.
have them now. And
I'll
I
just
think
match
this has-
it.
I think this has the, yeah, it has the agreement too,
Okay.
so this is all there is these 4 pages, and number 1 you said's okay, right? Okay, now we are.
Okay, can I ask one question?
Sure.
Okay, the last park
Yeah, you
ordinance
can do that.
left
Wait,
room where we could have a bonfire in the park for community stuff. We're not gonna allow that anymore?
Do you want that taken out? That's one of the things. that
Well, I think we had a really good thing going with that bonfire. There was a good community event and there wasn't any problems. I mean, if it was an unsafe thing, I'd understand it, but we had a well-constructed fire pit.
No, I
We
totally
had no
understand.
liability issues.
Yep,
The
I
fire was safely extinguished when it was all done and said. And I think it was really good atmosphere for the people.
All right, that sounds great. Do you
Okay,
wanna
I got
send it
that
to my
written down, so
email
when you
instead
don't
of
want-
Treasurer's?
And so you wouldn't like, is
Mine's
B
the
okay
same
or not?
thing, but mine's
I don't think B
clerk
stands.
At Briley
Yeah, and
Township.
my argument to it is if you go to Clear Lake, it doesn't matter what's
Yep.
going on as far as fire danger or any of that, as long as it's
All
a
right, thank
constructed
you.
fire pit,
All
they
right.
can have their
Yep,
bonfire.
bye.
Okay, so A and B you want, A and B you want taken out, right?
Okay,
Campfires are legal, bonfires aren't.
Huh?
okay.
A and B's you want taken out?
Yep, and the statement that says fires are never allowed in Briley Township Park.
Okay,
The rest of that page, I don't have any other issue with.
okay.
If you go to the 3rd page, it'd be C, sales. I think if a kid wants to do a bake sale or a lemonade stand or something in the park, we should let them. I don't think we need to say that they have to come in here and get permission and everything else. Because then if you start getting people actually do it, somebody's gonna try and find a way to make a license out of it and charge these kids money to do it.
So that's
What if they're not kids?
4C? 4C, is that right?
Yeah,
4C? Okay,
it still shouldn't matter. I mean,
Okay.
if the senior center wanted to go do a bake sale in the park, we're gonna tell them no? It's
Okay,
people's park.
we finished with page 2?
That's
Or
right.
I guess that's page 3?
If I'm wrong, I need to know I'm wrong.
What if I wanna go down there and sell something that's off the wall and not permitted in Briley Township and you don't
Wait a
say it's
minute.
okay?
Wait a minute. God damn
It's a
it.
valid point.
There's a
I mean,
page
can we
missing.
reword,
Like that, in vain.
can we reword that statement?
I'm sure you can, I just don't know how you're gonna say it.
Yeah, cause if somebody goes in there and starts selling hot dogs and stuff like that, and they're not keeping stuff at the right temperature, and somebody gets sick, the
That's not a
township's
problem.
gonna be held responsible for it.
That could happen at a barbecue, too, that's not your problem.
Right. I don't know that the township would necessarily suffer the liability for that because it's a public place. You know, the person doing it would be
Depends on
at
who
fault.
you ask, cause there's a lot of people in this town that are sue happy.
Well, I can just give you a hot dog and have the same result. You don't have to sell it, I can give you a hot dog and you get sick.
Right, same difference, yeah, you can. It doesn't make any difference.
I don't think you're gonna get sick from a hot dog. Usually it's just new good.
Yeah. I mean, like when
Maybe
you
it's
just-
just the one that already says that it's paid.
My thing is I
Oh,
understand the need for ordinances, but I hate them.
One page was missing. Yes, here. I found the second page was missing on that.
I hate ordinances just in the fact that,
Fix this one.
You don't have that, do you?
what, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
Adding a bunch of zeros, everybody's.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, okay, it wasn't missing.
I hate ordinances in the fact that they can be too restrictive, and if they're not well
I
defined,
mean,
now you,
she can't go in and change
you know, the whole
this
idea is
amount,
to
what she
protect
did, 'cause
somebody's
she just
rights,
wrote that you
right?
paid that
Including
amount.
the townships or
And
the
then so
people
that
at
it
large,
shows that
right?
you owe the
The
regular
idea is to
bills.
protect everybody's rights
So,
equally.
and
An ordinance
it's
can
not
be
showing
so
that you owe
overbearing that
anything.
you've stifled their rights, you've restricted everything you can restrict, and nobody benefits. You know, we had a bake sale
Not
at
yet, I
the
didn't get-
bonfire.
I finished my
You know,
Tell me which one I'm deleting here. Is it, which page is it?
it'd be the third page.
Third page.
C. I don't know that we need to delete it, but we need to find a way to word it different.
Okay, well, how do you want it worded?
I don't know yet, and that's why we need to just sit down and work on this. I don't wanna necessarily leave it open to where anybody can just go open up shop in the park and do whatever they want, but at the same time, I don't wanna keep kids
So
from.
page 2 was okay then.
Yeah, page 2 was fine.
And do you have any other problems with page 3?
No, we're on page 3.
Okay, we're done with that. Okay,
Yeah.
we're on to the,
No, hold
You're
on.
on page
We need to work on the sales statement,
okay,
which is page 3.
okay.
Just look at C right
Wait a
here.
minute, wait a minute. Isn't that the one we just worked on, 4C?
No, we worked on the bonfire one on page 2.
Yeah. No, the bonfire one's on page 1.
No, 2 of 3.
Oh, what are we doing?
This says 1 of 3. So then this one says 2 of 3.
Yeah,
So now we're on 3 of 3.
you're right. Okay. This is the part you don't want to hear all that.
Yep.
There's cream in
Okay,
the
and now we're going down to page 3.
Yep.
To sales.
Just read C and tell me what you think. I don't necessarily want to restrict everybody from being able to do something down there, but I think we can reword that different so that if a kid wants to do a bake sale or a lemonade stand or something like that, that there's room for them to do it, but if it's a business that's down there doing something, they have to come in and tell the township.
Well, this doesn't charge them any money.
No, but it
on the
restricts
other hand-
everybody from doing
But
it.
on the other hand, it would really slow down the process because.
Well, I'm not
the
saying I wanna
township
charge
board-
anybody money to do it.
because the township board would have to make the approval, and so that would really slow down the whole thing.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do with this?
Briley Township, this is Brittany, how can I help you?
I don't know, we had a bake sale down there at the bonfire. They didn't interfere with anything.
Nope.
I don't think they
bought some
hurt,
stuff.
I don't think they hurt our process at all, and I think it was a good thing that they were raising money for, children's disease charity.
Well, do you wanna let one person do this, like, the supervisor or something, or how do you wanna do it? You gotta come up with a way to change this.
Can we amend it so it would say it's up to the park attendant's discretion?
You might have a late fee, but you're not gonna get your water shut off.
I mean, that might be fair.
Okay.
If Jay looked at kids down there doing a bake sale or a lemonade stand, he's not gonna go fight them. He's probably gonna go buy most of what they have sitting at their table. But now if he sees me down there and I'm selling, I don't
Used
know,
car
used
parts.
tires, you know, obviously that'd be an issue and he's gonna kick me out of the park for it. So I think I'd amend it, just to say it's at the discretion of the park attendant.
What about?
Okay, I'll write that down.
During the winter, if anybody's brave enough to set up down there in the snow and do anything, by all means, let them suffer.
Well, you got snowdrift.
Well, last year, I'm glad they listened to me and they came in the building. I felt so bad, they started setting up their tables outside, I said, no, we'll make you room. We got room inside, you know, it got a little cramped, but at
Okay, I
least
got
it
that
worked.
one down as a problem. What's next?
The last line right here, the date on it is wrong. According to that, we've already
Yeah, I know,
accepted this.
I know, but this is,
Right.
yeah. That's the day it first came up. Okay, what else?
That's all I had for the park
Okay,
ordinance.
we're done
So
with
now
that.
we're on to collaborative agreement.
Yeah.
Can I steal my collaborative agreement back from you, Mary? Please?
Thank you. Okay,
And just so we're 100% clear, Ed, I was not trying to tear up your work. The problem I have is putting my vote on something that wasn't ready to be in the file
I'm
cabinet.
not married to any of this stuff. You know,
Okay.
I do my best. This is hard work.
Oh, I 100% agree.
And,
But I don't want you to think I was tearing you up. I'm not tearing you up.
No, I don't think that at all.
I just don't want to vote for something that I
don't
haven't
think
seen
that
the
at all.
final document.
I don't think that at all. I wanna be clear about this. I don't think that at all. I just do these up as best I can, and then it's the board's decision, not mine.
Okay. Collaborative agreement. I think in the first line here, we should change that from long-standing cultural festival to, something different. Cause most of the stuff that's gonna be in there is new stuff.
Okay, what do you want?
That's actually pretty good the way she wrote that, right there. That would fix that line. That way we're not saying it's a long-standing festival and you got a beginning and and an end for whatever the event is.
What do you mean they don't have to obey the park ordinance?
No. I'm talking just the first line.
Okay, just the first
To
line.
replace this first
I
line.
guess,
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So he's not gonna be able, he's gonna
Okay,
schedule
Briley
us for
Township wishes to collaborate
something out there, one went out of state,
with,
and one was waiting on the phone, waiting for a phone call for something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Briley Township wishes to collaborate with blank in providing our residents and visitors with an event to begin blank and ending blank. That way we're not saying long-standing cultural festival.
no, it's just, with an event. To begin. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'll add that in there.
The second paragraph, I didn't see anything wrong with any of that.